Top 5 videos how to love yourself. Man is a social animal. He grows up and reaches an age of maturity under the influence of people, circumstances and pretty much everything that encircles his existence. Social media is the cherry on top of the already present pressure of being socially acceptable. Bearing the judgments and critique of so many people and living in a marketplace of opinions, every human being tries to mold his true self in order to be socially acceptable, amicable and likable. Welcome to the top 5 topics, and here we have garnered these top 5 videos that will help you traverse through the road of self-discovery to self-love. Like and share the video. Comment below and tell us about your journey. Number 5. How to love yourself to the core, Jen Oliver, TEDxWindsor.
I want to leave you with 2 things by the end of this talk. 1, how greater self-love will inspire your life.
Jen Oliver, in her TED Talk, has beautifully knitted her words together imploring how important it is to love yourself and to make it easy for people out there on their road to self-discovery. She gave us 3 important domains to build self-love. Number 1, being the utmost rule to a happy life. Positive thoughts coupled with gratefulness. Transferring the focus on what one has rather than what one doesn't have. Anything that holds back our growth, we should let it go. Number 4. How to practice self-love.
Hey Psych2Goers, welcome back to another video. Do you know what self-love is? It's more than changing your hair or getting a new wardrobe.
One of the most helpful videos on self-love is this video that focuses on 8 points to be kept in mind for practicing self-love. Starting from the most important one, that is forgiving oneself. Being too hard on yourself is never recommended. Introspection is great, but going overboard with critical analysis of one's own self can be detrimental. Being mindful, acting on what you need and setting boundaries are also stressed upon. Protecting yourself is another very important point discussed in this video, and how you should always stand up for yourself. Last point that acts as the final nail in the coffin is practicing self-care. Number 3. Learn to love yourself. A motivational speech by Shahrukh Khan.
Me down and told me I was extremely ugly. And being ugly necessarily meant I do bad guy roles.
This video has to be one of the most beautiful videos present on YouTube. The Bollywood superstar advises the youth to treat every compliment and every criticism they get with a grain of salt. As he says, all the names you give yourself or those that others call you are just labels. You're not defined by them, no matter how flattering or uncomplimentary they are. What defines you genuinely is your heart. These beautiful lines help in freeing oneself from the shackles of the judgments of the world. Number 2. How to love yourself unconditionally, the secure base effect.
Adults who struggle with insecurity. So let me tell you about another phenomenon.
This video talks about the phenomenon of secure base. A phenomenon observed in infants where they have a bond and an attachment to their primary caregiver. This video emphasizes the fact that if you've been unlucky in your childhood, you can reparent yourself. Most of the people are great friends, lovers and partners to others, but when it comes to themselves they're terrible at it because of low self-esteem. To ensure the secure base effect, one has to be available for himself whenever he needs affirmation, comfort, love, or whatever emotion he'd provide to his friend if he needed it. One is also required to stop belittling himself, his emotions and his needs. This phenomenon is great to practice for someone who is struggling with self-love. Number 1. How to learn to love oneself more.
Well-meaning friends is just not to listen, to shrug it off, to assert that no one cares.
This video discusses the details of why we believe it when we're accused of being unworthy of love and disgusted. To practice self-love, we must also unlearn self-hatred and must acknowledge the patterns we have in us, of self-hatred. This video tells how our brain, with time, is wired to believe that we are undeserving of love. We often forget that we don't have to be perfect to be able to live a good life. We deserve every ounce of happiness, and that every living, breathing, trying human being does. Please subscribe for more top 5 topics video. Feel free to leave a comment suggesting what tip I should talk about next. This helps support the channel and allows us to continue to make videos like this. Thank you for the support.